Caitlin, let me ask Joshua Ritter about that. He joins us now, the criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, host of Courtroom Confidential. Good to see you again. Actually start where Caitlin wrapped up. I wonder how the jury looks at something like that. You have a defendant in a case like this with a witness like Cassie on the stand, kind of, making motion, shaking his head, no, showing emotion while she's testifying. I mean, I wonder what the jury thinks of that.
It's all about optics. I mean, we talked a lot about how he came into court with gray hair and how will the jury respond to that. Well, now you've got Cassie Ventura on the stand, 9 months pregnant, talking about some of the most horrific things a person can go through. It's hard to listen to the reports about what she's testifying to. I can only imagine what it's like to be inside of court, actually hearing that come out of her mouth. Those 12 jurors, their eyes are immediately jumping over to Diddy. Every time they hear something shocking come out of Cassie Ventura, now they want to see his reaction. And so if he's reacting like he's annoyed, that might play a role in their heads.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Let me go over a couple of examples of her testimony today. These freak-off, parties that everybody's talked about so much. When asked to describe what they are, Cassie said on the stand, it basically entails the hiring of an escort, setting up this experience so that I could perform for Sean. Eventually, it became a job for me, pretty much. And then she went on when she was asked how it felt when Combs first proposed engaging in one of these freak-offs. I just remember my stomach falling to my butt, just the nervousness and confusion in that moment. Thoughts on the type of witness we saw or heard from on the stand today and, what it means for this case going forward?
I think it's setting the entire tone for the case. It's remarkable that the prosecution came out with Cassie Ventura as one of their first witnesses. She's going to last through the rest of the week. It's really going to set the tone for the entire trial, for them to understand the kind of control that Dan had, the kind of power that he exhibited, the kind of abuse that he was able to perpetrate against human beings. But the question for the jurors is really going to come down to, was she, as much as she regrets all of that now, was she perhaps consenting to it in the moment? And that's really the question they're going to have to deal with.
Right, this consent versus, it's interesting though, but they set up a lot with the relationship. I mean, for example, when she was asked to describe her relationship with him, she said there were violent arguments, usually would result in some sort of physical abuse. That was her testimony today, and she talked about the fact that he was dragging her, different things of that nature. That's her testimony. Then when asked to describe it in more detail, she said that Sean controlled a lot of my life, whether it was my career, the way I dressed, everything. I just didn't have much to say, say in it at the time. How controlling he was, but also how physically abusive he was. It's, they're trying to get past that consent issue, it sounds like to me, from what you just brought up.
Yeah, the prosecution is using Cassie to explain this idea of the cycle of abuse. And how did someone suffer this kind of abuse and continue to go back to their abuser? How does she, in one moment, suffer this kind of abuse, and then in the next moment, she's walking the red carpet with him? Well, it's this idea about control and feeling like you have no way of escaping and feeling like you have no alternatives but to continue to go back to that person, and you're under their control and continue to suffer that abuse even for years.
Joshua Ritter, thanks for the analysis. We're going to have much